Now that I'm older, I don't really mess with it that much anymore. But man, I remember the first time I sat there and smoked some weed. Build it, Lord. Hey, you guys, how you guys feeling today? This is LaDon. I'm in the house, and I'm hoping you guys enjoying your day. And you know what I want you to do? All I want you to do is push that like button. Yeah. Well, anything, what I want to talk about today is the first time I smoked some weed. I remember I was in a small town, not many people, them small towns, Victorville, Barstow, Lancaster, San Bernardino, Mojave, Moreno Valley, things like that, little small towns. When I was living in one of them small towns, and my friends decided to stop by some guy's house. I didn't know who house it was. And he went up there and said, "Don, man, you got $5?" And I was like, $5? What do you mean $5, eh? You know? And he was like, "Man, you don't got $5?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got $5. Here you go, give $5." And my other friends, both of them, there was three of us, and we sitting there and we got like $20 worth of weed at the time. One of my friends went up there to the weed man's house and got the weed. I didn't go get the weed. I'm paranoid when it comes to that. I'm like, hell no, I ain't going. Shoot, I don't know if they're gonna get caught up or not. But sometimes that's how it was, and I didn't know too much about it, but I knew I was not gonna go up there. But he came down with this weed sack, and he was like, "No, yeah, man, we got some weed." And I was like, "What?" I heard about it, I heard rappers talk about it and stuff like that and smoke it, but I was just like, all right, it's not a drug, I'm like, okay, it's just weed with little seeds in it. And I remember my friend said, "Man, we're gonna smoke it, man, and we're gonna smoke." And so he rolled up got some not the blunts. I didn't know blunts back there. We got the white wrappers with the zang on it, zing zang or whatever it was. And he started rolling up the weed. They must have smoked weed before, but I never did. And my friend was driving, and my other homie, he puffed. Another homie puffed. And they finally gave it to me, and I puffed. I was... Damn, what is this? And then my homies were laughing. Man, it's your first time smoking weed. I was like, yeah, man. They like, hit it again. I was like, hit it again. All right. And they took the weed from me. He said, "Man, you don't know how to handle no weed. You babysitting it." I was like, gave it back to him. "Here you go, man." And we were just smoking, man. And I remember we were going from down to another small town just to go have some fun. I was young and dumb, and we were smoking weed. And I remember I was just sitting there, and I ain't really feeling nothing at first. I was like, "Oh, this is nothing." And they was like, "Dog, come on, man, smoke some more weed." So I was like, all right. So I grabbed it from... Yeah. Ooh. It's like, "Dog, come on, keep smoking." I said, "Here you go, man." And I started sitting there, man. I was just sitting there. And I remember he said, "Man, let's listen to some music." And we listened to some music, and we were listening to some Bone Thugs and Harmony. Turned it on. And I was like, man, and I heard Bone and through the speakers, "Well, begging, east side, east side, east side, east side. Get high, get high, get high, get high. And I was just Bone. It was just Bone was one of the favorite songs back then. Get high, get high, get high. And Taurus Biggs, well, but dangerous. Me, well, being bang with us. And I remember I was just high, and it was like, he put take with us. What was that thing? Bang with us. What was that thing? What was taking us? I didn't know the song, but I was just east side, get high. And I was like sitting there, man, listening like as high as and then I was sitting there like, man, this music sounds good. They like, Don, this music sounds good when you high. I was like, yeah, man, I'm high as hell, man. Shoot. Yeah, man. Let me get some of that, man. Guys, man, Don, come on, man. Don't hit that stuff. Woo! I started feeling good, man. And then I was sitting there, and they were just driving. The next song come on, it was Bone Thugs and Harmony and stuff like that. And it was like, and then started playing that song, Buddha Lover. Got us for smoke to Buddha. And we were singing in the car. And I was like, that we makes me so happy. I don't know the song, but I know it. The Buddha makes me happy. So I swore, smoking and smoking and I grow. Just man, let him in. I grow. That's smoking and smoking. And I was, just get high. And it was like, smoke, 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 smoke. And I was just smoking and I was just high, man. I was sitting there. And we was sitting there like, Don, man. My friends was like, Don, you cool? I'm like, man. And I was just sitting there like in the daze, man. And he was like, man, we gonna hotbox. And rolled up the windows. I was like, what y'all rolling up the window? We need to get some air. He said, man, I'm turning the air conditioner on. Don't worry about it. So I was like, all right. And then he started giving the weed and I was in the back. The homie would drive. I was smoking. And the hot button, I was just getting high. And I was just gold out there. My mind was just like, what is going on? You shouldn't be doing this, man, but it feels good as hell. My brain was talking to me like this, man, this feels good, man. Keep smoking. And I was like, I was so high because we were hotboxing. I gave him back. I took one puff, man. I'm too high, man. And I was sitting there, they were just playing music. And I was just dazing off, man. And looking out the window and seeing the world in a different world. And I felt so relaxed and feeling good. And I'm just... nothing can bother me, and I'm here just doing my thing, looking out the mirror. Like, it was just amazing. And I'm looking at the desert because there was really nothing there, and I was just like, wow. I seen, when I was on the freeways, I seen cars, and I'm looking. I see the dog barking, roof, roof, out the car, looking, roof, roof. And I'm sitting like, what? I'm just like, why is a dog barking on the freeway? And I start laughing, man. Why is the dog barking on the freeway out the car? I was high as hell and I was just laughing, man. And the lady was sitting there looking at me like this. I was like, oh, man, look at her face, man. And I was just high. I was in the world of, I felt like no misery. I felt like it was the new substance in my life that I said to myself, this is some good shit right here. And I was getting high, man. I was high. And we were driving for about 30 minutes. Don, you okay, man? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm cool. Sitting there dazed off, thinking to myself, like, man, This is life. I ain't never know. I was thinking like, dang, Bone Thugs and all the rappers smoke this. This is some good shit right here. Wow. I didn't know the difference from the different weeds. I just knew it was some weed with some seeds in it. It was a lot of seeds in it. And back then it was stress and chocolate tie. And I think that was really it, you know? Not too many weed names out there. I didn't get no chocolate tie because I was in back in the days, LA, you know. That's what the rappers drank. Yeah, right. Purple Crush and chocolate tie. You know, I didn't get none of that. I just knew I had some stress with the seeds in it. And I was high. I was high. And I remember, I said, man, Don, we didn't have that much money. We were broke and stuff. And he was like, man, what's going on, man? I'm hungry, man. And I was like, man, I'm hungry as hell too. So, man, let's go get something to eat. So, man, we went in McDonald's. No, we went in Jack in the Box. I'm sitting there. They ordered their food. They sit at the table, and I'm sitting there. The lady was like, thank you for coming to Jack in the Box. Can I help you, sir? I was like, yeah, let me get that jumbo jack with the cheese. And I seen it just like looking so good, like with the cheese. Then hold the tomato. I don't like tomatoes. And let me get everything else was good. And I looked at the fries. I was like, man, them fries look good, man. The fries were just dripping, not dripping, but like glowing and had the grease on it and just glowing in my eye. And I was like, man, let me get the fries too. You know, she was like, you want a Coke? You want to make it a combo? I was like, yeah, make it a combo. Back then it was cheap. So it was only $5.38 for everything. And I sat there and I had my plate. They said, here you go. You know, Jack in the Box is really fast. So they gave me the food. I sat down with the homies like, man, Don, you high? I'm like, man, I'm high as hell, man. I'm high as hell. And I sat there and I'm looking at the burger, looking at the food. He's like, Don, you gonna eat? I'm like, yeah, man, this burger look good. He's like, man, take a bite. It's gonna be good. I'm like, I took a bite of it and I grabbed it. I took a bite of it, man. Shoot, it look good, motherfucker. And I took a bite. Mmm. 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 This burger was the shit, y'all. I was like looking at the burger like, this? Hey. This burger is the shit. Woo! I was just, man. And I was just staring at the burger like, Woo! So I got some fries, got the fries. Woo! This is good, boy. This boy fry. You know it's good when you start dancing. Some good shit. You're like, man, my friends were like, Don, you like the burger? I'm like, yeah, man, I like the burger. Turn it up. I taste the sip, got my Coke and the syrup. Oh, man. Oh, and it went through my system and it was like the Coke hit me, like Coca-Cola hit me inside my stomach. And I was like, man. And I'm looking at my burger and I'm looking at my fries. I'm looking at my Coca-Cola and I'm sitting there like, man, this is life. This is life. And I knew right there, like, nobody ever better touch my food when I'm eating, when I'm high. You know, somebody touch your food when they're high, you're going to be mad. You be like, man, you touch my food? What the hell wrong with you? Like, you can't touch nobody's food when you're high. And I was sitting there like thinking to myself, like, man, this is the world, man. Nice burger, nice fry, nice Coke. I sat there like, wow. Like, man, it's the best burger in the world, man. Woo! I ate it. They said, Don, come on, man, hurry up, get done. So, all right, man, I'm hurry up. Come on, Don, bring your food. So I bought my food. I got inside the car with the homies, and I was sitting there eating the rest of that, listening to some music. Yeah. I was just getting high. Yeah, man. High as hell. Then we got to my other homie's house. He was like, man, come here, man. My other homie was high too. It was like everybody high. I'm like, dang. Everybody, like, hey, man, I'm high as too. I met the guy that we went to his house, one of the homies. I was like, man, I'm high too, man. Man, I remember we sat there, man. We were just talking and laughing and smoking, boy. We just sat there in a circle, passing it to the other one. Shoot, we just high. High, man, we were high. I remember we started watching cartoons. Bugs Bunny came on. We was like, oh man, it's funny, man. Shoot, man. And we laughed, and we laughed, and we laughed, man. We laughed. And I remember, man, my friends were sitting there like we had this little ball, and there was a little basketball, and we used to be bouncing in the air. We were high. We was bouncing it, but we would pass it to each other, but we'd be trying to do tricks with it. And it was a little ball. It was a little plastic ball. We hit it, bam, bam. We tried to do all kind of stuff. We were high, so you couldn't let it fall, but we would just be hitting it, pass it to the homie, and he'd be like, oh, you'd be like, oh, shoot, do your thing, do it. And they pass it to you, you'd be like, and they'd be like, oh, look at that, oh, shoot, get the ball, oh, throw the ball around, hit the ball in the air, be bouncing it, hit up your head, bam, they'd be like, man, that's bad, man. And I was high, man. I was like, man, this is shit, man. You can't get better than this, man. Life was just off the chain, man. Man, I was sitting there saying to myself, like, wow, can't get higher than this. And I remember, man, we smoked all day, all night. It was 8 o'clock. And, man, we got in the car, we turned on some music, and I was just gone. I was in another world. At night, I was looking at all the lights. I felt, man, this is the best stuff on the planet, man. Who created this? Man, must be God or something. I don't know who created this. This is some good stuff. And we used to smoke, man. And then we went home, man. And I sit there, they dropped me off. Don, man, we're gonna drop you off. Drop me off. And I was just high. And I walked in and I was looking at everybody in my family. Because I lived with my mom and dad at the time. I didn't want them to know I was high. And it was like, what's wrong with you? I was like, oh, nothing, shoot, nothing. You sure ain't nothing wrong with you? I was like, nah, ain't nothing wrong, Dad, ain't nothing wrong. All right, dude, just, you look like you high. No, I'm not high. Nah, Dad, I'm not high. You know, I didn't want to get a whooping, okay? So I played that all real good. Hi. So I went straight to the room, and I sat there, y'all. And I was just thinking to myself, like, man, wow. And I was still high. I was like, wow, this is some good shit, man. And I started smoking. And every day, I woke up the next day, and I was back to normal. I was like, wow, that was some good shit. And I was college, I was just smoking with my homies. Everywhere we went, everybody smoked. Everybody was, well, don't you want to smoke? Yeah, I smoke. I just get high, smoke, get high, smoke that weed. And I sat there and I said to myself, like, can't be nothing better than this. So during the time I sat there and I was smoking this weed, you start getting lazy. You don't want to do nothing. You don't want to go to the store. And I didn't like going places especially I didn't like to drive when I was high. I was high, I was nervous. You're holding you're driving the vehicle is big in size and you're nervous, but you're still a good driver, but you don't want nothing to happen when you high. So you got to be careful. But I didn't like driving. I didn't. Somebody else drive, that was cool. If we're going to get high, I sit at somebody's house, and I only got high with people that I liked, some people are just weird that you don't want to smoke with. You be like, man, that dude weird, You got to smoke with people that you like. But I was smoking and smoking. I smoked for about a good 5 years, 6 years. And then I started lazy, smoking, laughing, but it was good times. And one day, I just sat there and said to myself, I can't do this for the rest of my life. Then I stopped smoking. Over years to come, I stopped smoking. I was like, man, it's not really it. Everybody doing it, but I don't want to do it. But everybody's out there that's smoking weed now, living their lives and enjoying it. Back then, you didn't want to get caught with no weed. You was worried about a cop. You don't want a ticket or get arrested. It was scary back then. When the cop pull you over, do you smell like weed? No. No. Now, you can smoke weed all you want. Dispensaries around the planet, dispensaries and Snoop Dogg. I saw Snoop Dogg this weekend dispensary. I'm like, wow, everybody is smoking weed now. All different nationalities and races, everybody smoking weed. There's nothing wrong with weed, But to me, it just didn't give me that drive like when I drink. I like to drink. I'm still drinking. But weed, it's not nothing no more like it used to be. You might hit it once in a blue moon, and you just like, all right, you get high, you be like, all right. Then the next day, you're like, yeah, it's whatever. It's whatever. After years pass, it's like, yeah, it's another day. But drinking, I'm going to drink. I tell you, I'm going to drink. But smoking was the way to go. I know. I can't judge you. Get your smoke on. Smoke as much as you want. Hey, I believe it's illegalized here in LA now. But hey, I'm not into it. I'm not. But it was good days, man, when I used to sit there and think about the times of me enjoying my life. But, yeah. But if you do smoke, you understand what I'm talking about. Speak from the heart. Speak the truth. Life is about experiencing, not drugs, weed, it's nothing, So, you can't get mad at somebody now and be like, man, you smoke weed. You be like, everybody's smoking weed. What you talking about? Yeah, you're right. But back in my days, you could get in trouble, People got arrested. A lot of people got arrested back. Seen on the news, like, dang, they got all them pounds of weed. There was weed everywhere on the news. I was like, damn, they got a lot of weed. When I did smoke weed, when I was smoking weed, I used to go in my bathroom at my apartment a long time ago. And I was nervous about it because I didn't want to get in trouble. I used to sit in the bathroom and smoke about 2 puffs. And that was enough for me. I have a weed $5 sack for almost a year. Be like, Don, you finished that weed? Nah, man, still got that $5 weed. I take like 2 puffs. That's it. I'm sure I'm good. You don't get high. Some people got some good weed out there, man. I'm telling you, some people got good weed. I see some weed. I saw weed before I could even turn the TV. I was like, what kind of weed is this? Oh, what the hell y'all putting this weed? I don't know. I can't even turn the TV. What y'all putting this weed? When I find out weed makes me too high and my brain can't go nowhere, I'll be like, man, I'm taking my ass to sleep. But I like the OG. The OG one, this the OG one. You feel good. You know where you at. Everything is settled. You like, yeah, this the grown folk one. The young folks, you be like, man, what is this? Man, I can't even brush my hair. What kind of weed is this, man? But hey, man, I don't do that no more. It's nothing that important to me anymore. I still love. I told you I like to drink, but weed, it is. It is what it is. Hey, you out there, smoke all you can. The rappers, everybody doing it. Hey, it ain't nothing big no more like it was back in my days. Back in the 90s, yeah, it was everybody. That was the only thing. They had other stuff, but nobody really wanted to try it. Everybody was smoking weed, just like smoking a cigarette back then. But anyways, what I want to say to you guys, you know what I got to say. You know what I want to say. Damn! Good time. Hey, man, I love what I do. I finally figured out what I wanted to do, and I'm here. I ain't going nowhere, y'all. You want to get used to me. Get used to me. What I want to say is, you know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I know you don't want me to go. But I got to go.